started was, when I went up to Gympie with them two kids, where I met that old man. And, yeah, man, and that's, yeah.
Does one feed off the other as far as your art goes? Does the music feed off the art and the art feeds off the painting feeds off the music?
Yeah, that's where I was the last couple of days. I've been having a mental block about a particular song. And so I was like, you know what? Put the guitar down, leave the computer there, pick up the paintbrush, go outside and just put the first coat. Because I bought this beautiful big canvas, it's huge. Put the first coat on and stuff, and I left the song there for a couple of hours, and I'm making a coffee, come back, sat down with the guitar, and I was like, bang.
You got it.
And I was like, yeah, that's so cool. And there's little wins in that for us as creators, and I'm just like, oh, I'm glad, thank you, somebody up there, because, you know.
Sometimes just taking yourself away from it and then getting your brain, doing something else.
Yeah, man.
And then forgetting all about it and then coming back and going, that's where I need to be.
And it's interesting as a songwriter, and people out there, creators will understand that, sometimes it just doesn't happen. People can sit away from a song for months or years and then come back, and that's how I've been, just revisiting stuff that I've written back in 2010, and I'm like, oh, let me just grab that and place that here, and just like, wow, that actually works.
I guess in some ways, it taking this long to getting the record out, your debut record out, it's played in your favour in some ways because you've been able to live with these songs for so long.
Yeah, man. Well, being a mid-career artist, going through, the many hurdles over the years and stuff, and trying to find my place and trying to, keep my mental state in one piece, due to, am I being accepted out there? What am I doing wrong that can't get me, where I feel I should be and stuff? And it's, again, it's about being humbled and maintaining your fire, stoking that fire, that wonderment. And, I feel like I've arrived at the first destination with this. By the time I cross over, I'd like to have a body of work that just speaks volumes to many different genres, to many different, social spaces and stuff like that. And, I'm happy with the trajectory at the moment, but I'm not complacent and I'm not content with just that. I'm already starting on the second album. I'm in the studio this afternoon with Coda McWaters. So, this is my baby at the moment. I want to make sure that I get it to as many people as possible and that I tour this as much as I can the next year before I release the next after that.
Well, out of two very personal, actually three really personal songs, comes the track Sun, Moon, Stars. It's a real groover. Good one to play live?
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, this one drives. This one kicks.
Yeah.
So I'm actually considering having this as the encore.
Oh, okay.
Penny people want more. We'll see. But sun will rise, rain will fall, let it flow. It's a song that celebrates. Again, live. Sun, moon, stars, man.
You're trying to stamp out that evil twin on this one.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Just making sure that I keep him at bay. And just not being compromised by being, kind of out there on the road and, just feel like I'm drowning sometimes because sometimes people do, man. It's just like, man, what's the voice that's going to anecdote how I'm feeling at the moment? For me, it's like picking up the paintbrush or picking up the guitar again or going to the gym or going for a walk or talking to my grandkids or sharing something with Dean, Those are simple things in life for me that they are my highs. When I'm getting up on stage and I'm getting goosebumps, well, that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
That makes all of the concoction and this amalgamation of so many things worth it when I'm touching people. I can see their faces. And many artists can attest when they're in that position, just like, wow, whether it's just one person or there's 1,000 people out there. Yep, I'm where I need to be. Do you know what I mean? So, Sun, Moon and Stars, man. Yeah, man. What a beautiful song. Yeah. Stars, give me love, give me more. For the love of God again. Never thought of love again.
This is the first in what will hopefully be a series of interviews looking back and forward at an assortment of musical artists. We're here at JMC Academy. My name's Costa Zulio, and this is the first of a series of interviews for The Breakdown. And my first guest is proud Western Gugu Yalanji and Pilbara Man Jungaji. The first record is out, the debut album, Jungaji, Betting on Blak. We're going through it track by track, and we're getting pretty close to the end. Pilbara Man, it's It's about another man's struggle who has come through the other side, influenced not only you but others around him. As we've heard, you've had your issues over the years with sobriety, the beer or the spear or the spear.
There you go.
What was the Pilbara Man's influence on you?
Pilbara Man, married woman gave all she could. We shared a familiar story. He's got a few years on me, but we always when we sat around the fire and we shared. It was up at Beachmere through a mutual friend, and I was like, man, I've got so many things in common with this guy, you know. And he'd lived a rough life. Like, he was Pilbara Man. He was taken. Initially, the song was titled "The Black Dutchman." Now, he was one of the fellows that were kind of blackbirded over there to the Netherlands. He learnt the language, but he always had this yearning for home, Pilbara country. You know, that country over there is bloody beautiful.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But he never known that love of mother, you know, the way that I love mum. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I met him and, you know, talking about, you know, just his highs and lows. And it culminated in an exchange where, you know, I tell you guys that I was in hospital 2020, but he was there. He was having the same operation as me.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I seen him walk past and he had that, what do you call them things?
The IV.
IV things, yeah. Walking past and he decrepit, and I'm like, oh man, I know that shape and I know that hair. I said, nurse, is that Rodney Boschman? You know? And a big shout out to him too. And she said, yeah, that is him. You know? And I said for him to come over, and you know, we shared, you know, that was a moment in time.
Yeah.
You know, because this song was still in its infancy. The song was called Black Dutchman back then, until it migrated to where it is today, you know. And it's a beautiful ode to my brother, you know, that, hey, we survived. You know, we might be, you know, mentally and, you know, emotionally compromised, and the body might be compromised a bit, but we're still okay to talk and, you know, to share different experiences. And, you know, the same with other brothers out there. Don't be afraid to reach out, you know, because it's all around us, like, you know.
It's hard enough without trying to do it on your own, basically, as well, isn't it?
I always say to the nephews, good friends, you know, reach out, man. Don't be too proud. I had a conversation with 2 brothers in these last 2 days, you know, so it's quite, you know, prevalent, but also ironic that we sitting here and having to talk about the Pilbara Man, because there's so many depths to that, levels to that song, you know, and it's relevant to me right now, man.
That's Pilbara Man from Jungaji's record, Betting on Blak. And we're at the end.
Are we at the end?
We're at the end.
Oh, damn.
The Candy Sweet remix of Adore. Now, we've already spoken about Adore, but this is a bit of a doof-doof.
A doof-doof. Yeah, no, I met.
How did it happen?
I met my dear friend. We were at Willie kept a big shout out to him down at university down in Canberra. Basically, long story short, I met Candice there. I've seen her on TV a lot back in the day, but to meet her, I was just like, man, this girl is so talented. And we ended up working on Pilbara Man, the initial stages of Pilbara Man. But moreover, I went over to Bali with her and her crew there last year. It was a creative trip for me, working on the Betting on Blak theatre production. With Q-Pags. And that's a whole nother story we can touch base later down the track. But, yeah, Candice, and she said, brother, why don't I do a remix? I love Adore. Well, I'd love to do that remix for you. And she got to place another artist down there who's a great mixer, mix some stuff together. And the end product is this version of Adore. It's not my greatest strength, I mean, in terms of doing that type of stuff. I was like, you know what? Let's put it on there. I love how it sounds. And that speaks to a world that I don't know, but it might, you know, speak in a way that, you know, creates a vibe, creates a buzz around the world within the, you know, that world, I
Different
suppose.
community, yeah. Different musical community. We never know where it's going to go.
Hey,
So,
why
that's
not,
the
man?
thing, isn't it?
You know, why not, man?
Fantastic.
Doesn't wait for anyone. Truth tomorrow may not come. I have a fear of missing out on everything and everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a big shout out to all the funding bodies for resourcing, assisting this beautiful album. For I wouldn't have this if it wasn't without your belief. Natsimo, Arts Queensland, Creative Australia, and my management crew. My publicist. Just many people that have contributed to this. I can't do this by myself.
No, none of us can.
There's a village of people that are right there behind me, and I'm very grateful and I'm appreciative of you all. Thank you.
Yeah, and a big thanks to JMC Academy as well for
Daniel and the crew.
giving us their fantastic facilities here
man.
and letting us live out our boyhood dreams.
Isn't it amazing? No, thank you.
Thanks very
Costa.
much.
Thanks, brother.
Good on you, mate.